Hi everyone, this is Patty Barr. I'm the Director of iCater here at the University of Iowa College of Education. And today I want to continue our app series of webinars and show you some apps from IDev Books for math. So the company is IDev Books, and they have things, this is their website. They have things for geography and other things, but I want to look at the math apps today. They have 26 different math apps available, from fractions and some visual things about fractions, order of operation, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, multiplication table, rounding, and on up to polynomial algebra. So I just chose to do a few of these today, and we are going to do some column addition, partial sums, column subtraction, and rounding. I hope I can get through that in about 15 minutes, because these are fairly simple apps. The ones I've got are right here, and they're in my app folder, math app folder. And we're going to look at addition, partial sums, column subtraction, rounding, and I don't think we're going to have time to do decimals. But another time, we might do some of the multiplication and division functions. So let's start out with column addition. See if we can get this a little bit bigger for you. Sure. So this is, again, it's pretty simple, and that was one of the things I really liked about it. This is just column addition. It gives you some information as to where to start. So 3 plus 6, it gives you 3 plus 6 down here. It also gives you this in a row as well as a column, so it gives you a couple different ways of looking at it. So you're supposed to start with 3 plus 6, which is 9. And then it tells you the next thing that you're supposed to do is add 2 plus 7, which is also 9. And then it gives you a building block. So at the end of this, we're going to be able to see our puzzle. So that's it's not a big flashy help or a big flashy perk, but gives you a little something. Some of the settings that you can do are, you can do 2 or 3 numbers. So we can just go to 3 numbers. And then you can have 1, 2, on up to 5 digits. So we'll go to a 4-digit just to show you that it can be 4 digits. And then there's different themes that you can have. So this might be nice for people with vision impairment. Some people can see white on black better than black on white. Here's the black on white, or here's sepia. So it's not quite so, you can't really see that. But on my screen, it's kind of a tan color, which makes it a little less bright on the eyes. The jigsaw puzzle, you can see that that's our perk. And you can either show the operation or not, and then highlight the operands. So that's what's highlighted in the blue. So if you turn that off, it's not highlighted. So a little scaffolding, show the current operation. That gets rid of this down here. And this one, show the jigsaw puzzle. We wouldn't see the jigsaw puzzle. So let's just go ahead and do another one. So it's saying 0 plus 4 plus 2 is, I'm going to say 7. And it doesn't put the 7 up there because it's wrong. So now I try another one. I say 6, and it puts it up there. One of the things that, what is that on my page? We're just going to have to keep going here because I can't seem to get rid of that. There it is. Okay. Another thing on settings was you could have the animation slow or fast, and that's how quickly this number comes from down here on up to here. So we'll make it slow and see what we get. So we've got 1 plus 6 plus 5 is 12. So we'll choose 12. And it slowly goes up there. It moves it over. So now we've got 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is with the slow animation. And then 1 plus 8 plus 6 is 15. So I'm going to just hit the 15 down here, and we get our total, and then we get another puzzle piece. So this is pretty much it. That was column addition. It's pretty simple. One of the things that you can't do is insert your own numbers as the instructor, but it's some nice simple practice. And each of these apps is $3.99. There are bundles that are $19.99, and it ends up being a discount of 25 to 50% if you do the bundles. So we're going to go out of here, and we're going to try partial sums. And so this is, it's doing left to right instead of right to left with addition. So 9 plus 2 is 11. So I'm going to do 110. And then 0 plus 8 is 8. And then I've got to add those up together. So 110 plus 8 is, if I put it as 108, it just doesn't do anything. I've got to choose the correct answer, and it puts it up there. So again, this one with our settings, we can do 2 or 3 numbers. We can do 2 or 3 digits. So that's as complicated as this one gets. And again, we can do the black on white, or white on black, white, or, and believe me, this is kind of a tan color. It's not showing up as tan. And then animations, we can change those to slow or fast. I kind of liked them about where they were. And then showing the order of operations, that would be this thing down at the bottom that can either be shown or not. And then highlighting the operands or not. So a couple of nice. So let's do 3 numbers. Let's do a really complicated one here. 3 numbers and 3 digits. So we've got 2 plus 9 plus 7. Oh, and I must have turned that part off. So all I get right now is the highlighting. I don't get the thing down at the bottom because I turned it off. So 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 7 is 18. So it's 1800. And then I've got a 1, and that's in the tens place, so that's a 10. And then I've got a 9. And then I've got to add it all up together, and it's 1819. 1819. And it shows it to me up here as well. So that's as complicated as that one gets. So these are, what's nice is they're all really similar. So if you had a student that was using a series of these apps, they could they could do these pretty easily. So again, you've got your things down at the bottom, and I've got this set. So again, with our settings, this should be looking somewhat familiar. So we can have 2 or 3 numbers. We can have 1 digit, 2, 3, 4, or 5 digits. So let's just do a 3-digit number or 4-digit number. And we'll do it with this black background. There's the automatic renaming. Let's see what that does. I'm not seeing what that does. Oh, we do the rename. So 8 plus 4 is, or 8 minus 4. subtracting this time, is 4. And then 7 minus 8. What if we rename that? Well, we can select them. I don't know why you'd rename those, but we'll go back to settings. I guess I'm not a math instructor. You can show the jigsaw puzzle, show the current operation, or highlight the operands, just like we did last time. We're not going to do that. Won't let me out of here. So we're going to go out and then come back in. Let's get a new one. Okay, so 7 minus 6 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 8 is, wow, that's a tough one. 6. And I think we have to borrow. There we go. Now it's 6. And then it's 1. So let's do another one of those. Oh, and we get a puzzle piece. So let's get a new number. 7 minus 4 is 3. 7 minus 8, I want to put maybe I want to put a 1 in there. That doesn't work. It doesn't go up in there. That tells me that it's wrong. So I need to borrow. So I'm just going to rename borrow up to the 2. So now I've got 17 minus 8 is 9. And now I've got 2 minus 4. I want to rename that to 12. So that's 8. And then a 2. And I get another puzzle piece. I think it's going to be a bird. Okay. So again, we looked at the settings. They're pretty similar to what you saw before. They've been nicely consistent. So the last one we're going to look at is rounding. And you'd have to have, this one looks a little bit different than any of the other ones. It's got the settings up in the corner, and it can tell you how many digits you're going to be rounding. And again, that theme of black on white or white on black or sepia, we'll do the black on white, and the animations slow or fast. So this one just doesn't have as many. So round 75 to the nearest multiple of 10, and it says please select the digit to the tens position. So tens, we need to put it, this is the ones position, we need to put it over to the tens position. So I'm going to choose this arrow and say OK. And then this is the rule. Is 5 less than 5? No. So I say no. That means that I add 1 to it. And so then it's 80. So we get a new one up here in the corner, a new question up in the corner. We're going to round it to the nearest multiple of 10. So this is the ones, here's the tens. So we've got to select it to the tens position. We need to go to the left. Let's go over 2 and see what it gives us. And we say OK. And it says move the selector before tapping OK. So that's giving me a cue that that's not right. So we're going to tap our arrow to the right again and say OK. And then again, we've got that 5. Is 5 less than 5? We say no. And so that means we're going to have to add. And so we've got 28,320. 28,000. Let's see, 28,230. Let's see what we get there. It just sits there. It doesn't do anything because that's wrong. But 28,320 is correct. And then it'll put it up there. So another new one. And these are in the tens. So if we go over here to the settings, I think we can say whole number rounding, use thousands separator. That's another thing we could put the comma in. And then let's do five digits or 4 digits. And we're going to say okay there. Now it's asking us to do this to the nearest 100. And so we've got to move our arrow over to the 100s, say okay. It's 2 less than 5. Yes, it is. So that's our answer. So we didn't have to add the 10 to it. Okay, let's do another one. These are to the nearest 10. So we move over, say okay. 5 is less than 5, no. Then we add 10, and we've got 8,010. So again, pretty simple apps, but I was impressed that for somebody that is having a hard time writing, this might be a nice, simple way for them to practice some of their addition and subtraction. Also for people that are having a hard time knowing should we be, which part of the problem should we be looking at first, depending on whether you're doing partial sums or column addition or column subtraction. This could be a nice tool for $4, $3.99 each, or $19.99 for a bundle, and that's a 25 to 50% discount if you get the bundles. So there's a whole bunch of them, 26 of these apps out there. So that's it for today.